Good day, everyone. This is Sam with Best Pro Trade. Before we start, this is a disclosure here. Very important. Trader has to be aware of the risk in the future trading. Um, we've been getting a lot of emails when we will go back live. We will go back live in January, of course, by sometimes the middle of the end of the January. But at the moment, we are using a lot of hours on private webinars for our members, and it is the best time right now to do that between Thanksgiving and the Christmas, where there is a lot of volatility in the market. So we pick up those days to go through private webinars, and our webinars is around 2-3 hours, and 2-3 times a week. For our members has not been in our webinars, please try to come in, and we covering the institutional auto trade, the A scalper, the swing trading, the price action, the reversal automated trading, all those we are the next generation auto trade, all of it we are covering during this time here around the holidays. And we do the same thing around August in the summer as well. We go off the line, and uh, we do recap everything with all the systems we have. Today, at the moment, for the ones are unfamiliar with our stuff, this market analyzer based with an auto trade, and you have an entry signal. You can take those trades manually. You have an entry price is 27.81. Your target is 27.19, and you can see how many ticks and how many PNL based on one contract and 1 minute. All this market analyzer is based on one contract and 1 minute market analyzer. So at the moment in tick we have 2700 ticks between the ES, NASDAQ, YM, 30-year Treasury bond, DAX, CL, 6E, and a gold. And if the ones you want to take a manual, this was the sale entry at 27.56.50, and we already hit the target. Here is your target, and we already hit the target. And doing this process also, you have some other signals you can see on that chart. So this is the NASDAQ entry, and I'm sorry, this is the ES entry. We already also done with the NASDAQ. It is amazing day today on the NASDAQ. Let me try to get you the NASDAQ, but all our auto trade has close position on this. They all hit the target, and also the NASDAQ hit the target. There is a lot of sell, and now we are in a very critical area, so there is nothing we can do, but the target's already hit on the NASDAQ ES, and the Dow Jones. As you see here on the market analyzer, you have the targets hits, and that's why we have 28.27 at the moment. This is the new auto trade on the right upper corner. We have not released yet. We just modified it last week, and we're gonna be modifying this new auto trade for. Also, we're gonna add some modification on it this month before we release it. There is a new filters and a new entries coming in, and right now today the profit is 18,281, and we started around 9:30 today, 9:30. So on the ES you can see The first trade was 836. That's nice. And then I love it the way it takes the trades, skip the whole enchilada here, and now it's taking. We have another trade on the ES. Beautiful trade on the ES. Today the first trade on the ES was around 10 o'clock, and right now just hitting another 650. Already made 3,500 from 10 o'clock to now. This is beautiful. The DAX, I don't know about the DAX traders, but this is the DAX trader, 6,495. We had a very small trade around 845. We lost on that trade. Look at this. This is a really beautiful, and we stayed without any trade all this time from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, avoided the chop market, and then we took one trade, nailed 6,491, and now we are on a small trade here, and it is down 70 euro. We covered the ES. We need the NASDAQ. We are on the NASDAQ also. The first trade was 10:30, and then we hit it around 70.14.25. This is a beautiful trade, beautiful exit, and now we are on that trade, 600, almost $600. YM, we are only on 400. Let me see the YM. This is a pullback. It was much more actually. The first trade was a losing trade, and that was around 10 o'clock. Then we have an entry around 11 o'clock, and now we are diving again. So total, based on 2 minutes, this is a very serious auto trade. Is unavoidable, really. On this Ninjatrader, those are here mixed between this new auto trade and the swing trading we have. Let's look at the swing trading. This is the swing trading based on the 5 minutes. Beautiful entry, and look on the 5 minutes, the stop loss on the first losing a trade. It took a long, I don't know if you can see that, at 83 level long, and it didn't work. But then we exit at 27.82, and this is a 5 minutes chart. So the stop loss on this one here, it was only 1 point. This is a very precise auto trade. And let's look at the YM. Still taking that trade on the YM. And this is also all the swing trading started around 8 o'clock. There is nothing earlier than 8. I took a small trade, and we still taking a short. This is really also, this is the 5 minutes, and it's doing extremely well on the 5 minutes trade. And we will look on another one. It is the YM. This is also the 3 minutes. We had 2 losing trades, but look at those losing trades. They're nothing, really small ones. And we taking a trade down. Now, this is not gonna be happen every day, guys, but I hate to show this one. This is not I don't want to be misleading on this one here, but you're not gonna be see every day the DAX nail in 10,000, but one trade today on this ES and I'm not sure I should have showed this one here. But because the market is trending and you have to be very careful with the DAX, but the DAX is not going to make those numbers every day. But because of the trend today and all those problems in Europe and all the news which has ignite the DAX and the US market, that's very fine. And as we said before on those live webinars, that this market never miss a trade on the swing trading. If this market is trending, it is amazing. And this is, you can see on the 3 minutes, is the same story. And if we look at the DAX on the 1 minute, it took a lot of trades actually on the 1 minute. And the first trade was, let's see, the first trade around 950. The first trade on the DAX was 950. The DAX is a beautiful animal, but you have to know how to play that animal here, because it can bite if you don't know what you're doing. Can easily ruin your account. So you gotta be very careful with the DAX before you play with the gorilla here called DAX. You have to be aware of there is a high reward, but also there is a high risk as well. So it can go both of direction. And this is the YM 1 minute, hit it. I mean, this is a big difference between the 3 minutes and the 5 minutes. But the YM hit 570. I mean, on the 1 minute we hit, I'm not using range, Renko bar, line break, all this nonsense. I'm using on the swing trading 1 minute, 3 minutes, and 5 minutes. That's more than enough for me. I don't need to use 1 day range bar and 1 day ticks chart. This is not either 1, 3, or 5 minutes, and this is it. That's the end of the story. On this one here, we have one small trade, and then we have a very nice trade, and this is based on 1 minute. As you see, the first trade actually was a bit late today, and then we have one trade nailed 2,000. As you see, I'm showing only the 1 minute, 3 minutes, and 5 minutes. That's it. No range, no takes. Of course, you can use range, you can use takes, you can use Renko bar if you want to, but we only showing the 1 and the 3 and the 5. I think that's enough. This one here is one trade on the CL based on the 3 minutes. It's done, over with. And let's see what else we have on the. We have also the NASDAQ base on 1 minute. Okay, 4175 base on 1 minute. This is the NASDAQ 1 minute, 2 trades, and you can see how small is the stop loss. You hardly call it stop loss. And we have CL right now took a trade and looked like he just got slammed with a bad trade as well. Okay, this is a really bad trade. This is a really bad. We show you the good trades and the bad trades. And you know, for the guys, because doing those holidays and there is a lot of volatility, maybe it's not too smart to use a high time frame on an ES because it is very expensive, but it's not a bad idea to use, let's say, Nasdaq or Dow Jones on a high time frame. I want to show you some example. The reason is uh, we we say every year between the Thanksgiving and New Year Eve there is no more trades, and that's why we pull off, because there is no more trade to go live anymore. And of course, there is always good days like today is gonna be trending, but most of the time there is a lot of problems between the Thanksgiving and New Year Eve, and I like to stay out of trouble. This is where I strongly advise any trader, whether they are our member or somebody else, doesn't matter, that try to approach this market a little bit, um, try to get your standard much higher before you make a decision on taking a trade. If you look at those live videos we did on a YouTube, we have given this warning ahead of time, and we told you that in auto trades between Thanksgiving, whether you are auto trading or a manual trading, your performance is gonna drop during those time, and if you are not a little bit handicapped to see if this market moving or not, or you're trying to cut off a little bit on the noises in the market, absolutely you cannot do that on the ES because it is a very expensive to go on a 10 minutes on an ES. But this is just an idea that if you have a Nasdaq or a Dow Jones and you try to clean the noises in the market and the volatility, but don't go overboard with it. Don't go with the DAX on 10 minutes or the ES. This is a very expensive, because the higher the time frame, the higher the stop loss you need to do, because those bars here are very, very big bars. So as an example, if you have a bad trade on a Nasdaq or a Dow Jones, is a $5 per take. So it's a little bit, acceptable. But here, this is an example why I'm recommending if you want to use Nasdaq or Dow Jones, because if you have a bad trade on this 10 minutes, it's a bit heavy. But then, I mean, this is the name of the game. The higher risk, the higher rewards. So can you imagine two YM, two lots on a YM nailed 5,500? This is very nice. But if we look at the stop loss, the swing trading can identify the stop loss itself, or you can override the auto trade and you can force it to stop. But this is a very heavy if you have a limited account and try to do this with a CL or a DAX, and if God forbid if did go the wrong direction, that is not healthy, so I would not recommend it for somebody have a small amount. And but if you have some large account, it doesn't hurt to test the YM. Oh, okay, we have a new signal on the ES, and we can see the ES. You can see here the ES. We have a new signal, and the auto trade just took that trade. That is lovely. So we're gonna stay on that trade to see what is gonna happen to this trade. when you are auto trading, the auto trade put the entry and put the sell on the target like this one here. And now we are 325 on that trade, and we have the target right there, right in front of you. So okay, we are $300 in this trade. I'm sorry, guys. There is a lot of people send us an email to come back, but for me right now, it is more important. Those new traders get the proper education, and we have a lot. We have so many. Our system is big. We have a lot of auto trades, a lot of swing trading, a lot of scalping. So we need to make sure those new traders are going into the right direction. We will never make that mistake again. And then sometimes in January, I will go back live again. There's no problem going live, but during this time here right now, it is time to pull away from the market, pull back a little bit, and try to do your training, whether you are our member or not, and try to reevaluate what you know about this market and try to recap all those auto trades we have, all the tricks, how you can identify trend, how you can take a manual trade, how you auto trade, how you stay away from the market, because you have to know all those. So we are covering this. I apologize, it's not open to the public because it doesn't make sense. We would have invited you guys, but it doesn't make any sense to sit down we covered the institutional auto trade last time, and just covering the institutional auto trade took us took us 3 hours just to identify all those entries. The institutional auto trade have 10 different entries, 21 filters, and all kind of stuff in between. So it is a huge auto trade, and we never had time really to show it on a YouTube. So this auto trade by itself took us 3 hours just to cover it. And another one we have covered also last week, we covered the reversal and the tricks, how to find reversal trades and all that. So the scalpers today, they are really getting beat. The scalpers, the 150 ticks nailed on the ES a very good size of money, and it took a very huge slaps on the YM. Welcome to trading, but the rest, the ES did very well, Nasdaq did very well, and the CL did extremely well. But the YM, I don't know why, and the scalping got his butt kicked royally, actually. But on the swing trading, the YM did extremely well. And now if we go back to the swing trading, we have 5,500 on that trade, and this is amazing. And on the YM, 5 minutes, the 3 minutes just closed right now. It just did close. It's actually not much. 870 is not much, but because all the targets on 500, the DAX is still rolling on this one here. The DAX, this one here we covered, is this one based on 1 minute hit target. And now the DAX on 3 minutes hit target, just closed. And this is 7635, 2 trades, 3 minutes, not bad. There is a new signal right now on the CL. You can see it from the market analyzer. We have a new signal. The entry price is 53.21, and the target is 53.54. It's different from one target to another, depends on the market movement, but this is around 23-24 ticks for that trade. So sometimes your target can be 30 ticks, or sometimes your target can be 50 ticks. Depends on the market movement, so it's not a fixed target every single time. Depends on if the market is flat, depends if this market is moving or not. I don't know if we covered this one, but yes, we covered this one. Is 1 minute. I'm trying to see which one are closed. The 3 minutes closed long time ago. And the Nasdaq, we covered the Nasdaq. So we have the ES right now on the 5 minutes, and now you can see how this market start turning around and getting all in red. This means time to run away and to flatten out everything. Usually the best time to follow those signals is around 8-9 o'clock, and you should be done around 12 o'clock. You follow those signals. Now we're start getting again in a lot of chops, and this is where you just right click and flat out everything. I want to say thank you very much for all the nice email. I promise you I will go back live, but let me get this all this new wave of traders, put them in the right track. And I don't like to take the trading seriously between Thanksgiving and New Year Eve. You have to be extremely cautious, and once you start see volatility, you need to immediately stop and come back in half an hour to see if this market going back to normal. So we will go back, but we need still, for our traders, they are out there. If you have time, please try to come to the private webinars and trying to get yourself updated with everything. I want to say thank you very much, and we'll see you whenever we can. God bless you all, and I wish you, if we don't go on the YouTube, I want to say wish everyone happy holidays, and please try to protect your profit for this year, not to take trades like what you used to do before Thanksgiving. If you used to, on an average, 2-3 trades a day, right now you should not be taking no more than 2-3 trades a week. This is a really serious time. Not all your auto trades, whether it's from us or somebody else, is gonna drop in half the performance. And even you trading as a, even if you trade in yourself, your performance is gonna drop to 50%. It's the same story every year, and the same story is gonna happen when the kids are out of school in the summer. Stay away from the market. So this is, I strongly advise you to do that, and we'll see you when we have a chance. God bless you all, and see you another day. Bye for now.